there's more than one reason to celebrate. Let's go on a journey. And count the ways as we take you to experience a different side of the world's cultures. Adventure awaits on Festivals of the World. Bestival. Who wants 4 days of pure positive fun? It's not a festival exclusively for best friends, but you and your best friend could definitely go together. Bestival is a 4-day music fest at the Robin Hill Country Park in Isle of Wight, England, and is annually organized by Rob da Bank, a BBC One radio DJ, with his wife Josie, who's a graphic designer. Rob da Bank also owns a record label called Sunday Best, and hence the name Bestival. How do you survive Bestival? Bring your best costumes with you, because on the Saturday in the festival is the day of the fancy dress parade. Do not take this lightly, because Bestival achieved a world record of having the most people wearing costumes at one time in 2010, and they would like to beat that record again as the festival gets even more and more popular. But if for some reason you didn't manage to bring one, like there's no space in your bag, or you didn't think it was really necessary, don't fret. There are tents on the festival grounds that solely dedicate themselves to offering workshops on making costumes. They take this seriously, so get ready to squeeze out those creative juices in your brain. You'd have lots of fun making and wearing your costume. Even better, you get to see other people wearing the most bizarre things you'll ever set your eyes on. You gotta love the carnival feel in Bestival. The festival goers in costumes, the prominent indie and dance music to liven up your festival days, the various performances across different stages, the marching bands, and the beautiful bright lights at night. Wouldn't you consider this as one of the best festivals you've ever been to? Don't forget to take your photo at the huge I Heart Bestival letters. You know what they say, take a picture or it didn't happen. And if you think that the marriage booth you had in high school is the best experience you had, Bestival will get you to reconsider. Visit the Big Love Inflatable Church to see for yourself. A lot of couples get married in this inflatable church. You can get married with your special someone too. Don't worry, it's not a legal marriage, so you can mix love and pure fun in this. Aside from the tents that offer workshops for costume making, there are also some tents that offer dance lessons. The dance tents offer different kinds of dances to teach, such as the Lindy Hop, the Charleston, swing dance, and many others. It's too bad there's no huge space offered in Bestival for camping, but you could always stay in nearby towns such as Newport, Yarmouth, Cowes, East Cowes, and Ryde, which offer hotel rooms, bed and breakfasts, campgrounds, and caravan parks. Shuttles that'll go to Bestival will stop at each nearby town, so that festival goers have a more convenient option in transportation. Anyways, staying in the nearby towns is a great opportunity to explore England that's not a part of London, so turn that frown upside down now. If an unfortunate circumstance happens and you can't make it to create the perfect ending to your summer, that's okay, because before Bestival in September, there's a recently launched Camp Bestival, which is more family-friendly and open to kids at the end of July. It's held in Lulworth Castle in Dorset, England, and this festival is open to all ages, even babies, just as long as the minors have a parent, legal guardian, or a nominated guardian present with them. There is camping and all campsites open on the Thursday of the festival so that you can immediately set up your tent and get settled so that you'd get to enjoy activities Camp Bestival has to offer. A huge part of the festival grounds is dedicated to different activities and musical performances for kids and kids at heart. Each age group has a perfect destination and sets of activities for them, so there is not one person that's going to be left out unless you're going to be a killjoy. Whether you're a kiddie and a kid at heart, or an adult just wanting a great opportunity for a nice, well-deserved break from your stressful life, Camp Bestival and Bestival got your back. See them in July and September respectively in England. Have a great time! Sapporo snow. Winter is definitely a beautiful season, and many people would go as far as to saying it's their favorite time of the year. Well, why not travel to the island of Hokkaido in Japan to witness the magnificent Sapporo Snow Festival? This has been going on since 1950. And it's a must-see if you love the snow and the cold weather. Fortunately, it's not on the same time as Christmas, so you can freely spend your holidays someplace else. Sapporo Snow is held halfway the first week of February, and it lasts for a week. You can watch artists build structures out of snow and ice. The snowman that you built in your backyard would probably melt in shame when placed next to the sculptures exhibited in Odori Park, Susukino, and Tsudome. Some sculptures are perfect ice and snow replicas of famous landmarks, and some are huge snow sculptures of animals, objects, or even cartoon characters. In Odori Park, you can see a gigantic snow temple, which serves as a backdrop of the stage where some locals perform dance numbers. You'd also find the most gigantic snow sculptures in here. The others are in the Tsudome. Susukino district may be popular amongst Japanese locals because of other things, but we cannot ignore that it's one of the main venues of Sapporo Snow. There are lots of ice sculptures lined up in the streets of Susukino district, and all are simply amazing works of art. The last venue, Tsudome, is where you can do winter activities like skiing and ice skating. Plus, there are these slides made up of snow and ice, so the venue is basically one big playground for the winter. Because it's the venue with a wide space, this is where you'll find some of the biggest of the snow sculptures. You could also have a nice hot bowl of ramen while you're in this festival. There are also seafoods like grilled oysters with soup curry. You can also add potatoes and corn in your soup. Isn't it great? Great food plus great works of art around you. You'd end up feeling that you're in a winter wonderland. It even gets better at nighttime, where the ice sculptures are lit up with brightly colored lights, and it's a breathtaking sight. According to the festival's website, drone cameras are not allowed. It's totally understandable because if neglected, the drone might crash into the snow and ice sculptures, and they don't look pretty once they're wrecked. So you'll have to make do with your phone and digital cameras, but surely anything on display at the Sapporo Snow Festival deserves to have some remembrance pictures. Because there are lots of people traveling to Sapporo during this time, Traffic congestion is expected to worsen, so the local government is encouraging visitors to take the commute instead. Don't worry though, Japan is known for its fast and on-schedule public transportation, so you won't be missing anything fun. It's also a great time to explore Japan that is not Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, or any of the popular cities of the country. So fly to come to Sapporo and witness one of the most beautiful snow festivals in the world, and enjoy the feeling of being in a winter wonderland before the snow melts. Have fun! Bonnaroo. It's time to travel to southeastern United States in the city of Manchester in Tennessee. Why, you say? It's time for the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. Manchester's population becomes 10 times bigger whenever this most anticipated 4-day music festival comes up. It's on the second Thursday of June, and you should definitely not miss it. So make the second week of June free and come to this exciting event. Ever wondered where the word Bonnaroo came from? No, it's not a sound of someone babbling random syllables. It's a Creole slang word meaning a really good time. In fact, that's not it. Actually, this slang word has French origins. From bonne, meaning good, and rue, meaning street, it would roughly translate to the best on the streets. Both meanings sound great, but that's nothing to what Bonnaroo has to offer. You'd be amazed when you experience the friendly vibe just by falling in line at the entrance. It will be an accurate prediction that you'd be standing in long lines waiting to get in. But along those long queues, you'd get to see how many people are doing high fives and fist bumps to people they haven't even met. It's a small gesture. Probably it helps make you forget how hot the weather is or how long the lines are, but it's truly heartwarming. Bonnaroo has a huge variety of genres in its lineup. There's indie rock, classic rock, jazz, hip-hop, pop, country, folk, reggae, and so on. There are popular names, and there are names that are going to be popular soon. Either way, you'd enjoy the music from these talented artists. There are multiple stages playing simultaneously, so you can listen to musicians who play your favorite genre or discover other genres that you might like as well. Because the weather is usually boiling hot, it's a must that you bring sunblock, a wide-brimmed hat, and lots of drinking water. If you're going to battle the heat of the sun for 4 days, come prepared. There's also a fun way to drive the heat away from your body, and that would be going to the Bonnaroo Fountain. If you see a colorful mushroom cap-shaped fountain spouting water, that's it. The design of the fountain changes every edition of the festival, so that's one of the things you can look forward to. You can drench yourself in water and feel refreshed for a while. But the water from the fountain is not for drinking, so don't refill your water bottles there. After your musically hyped, heat-worn, and crowd-battered self decides to settle down to prepare for the next day, the city of tents is paradise for you. It's not an actual city. It's just what Bonnaroo calls its campsite. Nothing beats a nice long rest in your tent after such an energetic day. But make sure to bring a tarp or a canopy in addition to your tent because you might be uncomfortable in your camp space when it rains or if the sun shines too brightly. Wear and bring clothes that are loose and comfortable. It helps with the heat. Bonnaroo screams loudly of the American South image. Fun, hospitable, carefree, and laid back. If you don't want to join other people on the performance stages, you could just find a nice space for you to lay a blanket and, well, chill. You can also jump up and down and dance to the music, make friends because people are generally nice. Whatever your mood may be, surely there's always something fun you can do. You might want to visit the Central Market where you can buy really nice items like souvenirs and craft works. You can also find food stalls where you can have a taste of the American South specialties. What more should accompany the best festival ever than the best food ever? Also watch out for the wall where you can get creative. Guests can draw or paint anything on the wall. Just be considerate and make sure that whatever you put up there doesn't offend anybody. So travel to Manchester and come to Bonnaroo. And hopefully, just like the others, you'd end up saying best festival ever. Chinese New Year. It may say Chinese New Year, but it's not just the Chinese who celebrate it. Many Asian countries and some Western nations celebrate it too. When it's raining red and gold accompanied by dragons, you'd know what day it is. Chinese New Year, unlike our typical New Year, doesn't have one specific date. The date depends on the new moon falling between January 21st and February 20th. In China, they call it Spring Festival because they've adopted the Gregorian calendar like most countries in the world, and during this time, everyone gets a week's worth of holiday. People reunite with their families during this holiday, and they put red posters with written verses up their walls and hang red lanterns in their homes. The night before Spring Festival or Chinese New Year, people set off fireworks and light up firecrackers to drive all the bad luck away and bring forth good luck. People also wear new clothes, which are red in color and gold as an accessory because in Chinese culture, the color red is said to bring good fortune and joy. Even if you're not Chinese, it's okay to wear red like the others. Besides, many non-Chinese countries celebrate Chinese New Year as well, so you'd never be out of place. It's nice to experience some bits of culture that goes way back in the ancient times. It may be hard to study Cantonese, but you can at least learn to say Kung Hei Fat Choi, which means Happy New Year, because you'd be hearing it and saying it back very often. It's a great time to be a child during Chinese New Year because they receive luck money placed in red envelopes from their elders. There are parades and acrobatic dances, but the main highlights are lion and dragon dances on the streets. Chinese communities from different parts of the world have their own parades, but the lion and dragon dances are never absent. Every year is assigned to one of the 12 animal signs in the Chinese zodiac. And days before the Chinese New Year, so many figurines and ornaments are for sale, representing whichever animal is assigned to the upcoming year. If you believe that it brings luck and fortune to you on the coming year, or if you simply just love to display them at home, why don't you purchase one or a few pieces? The best thing about this week-long holiday is the Chinese cuisine. Slurp some noodles, gobble up dumplings, have a piece of nian gao, and eat as many fish balls as you can. There's nothing better than celebrating a one-week holiday with your loved ones and with deliciously great food. Start the new year in a positive light by bringing the lively spirit of the festivities with you and leaving all the negativity to the end of the celebrations. And by next year, that's what we'll do again. So feel lucky, be happy, and spend your one-week vacation wisely. Kung hei fat choi. Be responsible. Yes, you're in a festival and you're supposed to be having fun and loosening up. But that doesn't mean you're going to neglect you or your friends and family's personal safety and well-being. Take care of the belongings you bring. We don't want to rely on the lost and found section or a miraculously kind soul that would want to go out of his way to get your stuff back to you, especially if the festival you're attending is a huge one. Don't separate from your friends or whoever's with you in the festival, especially if you don't know the area that well. Or if you do get separated, call your companions and set up a designated meeting place. If you get lost, ask the police or security immediately, because surely they know the way around, so you won't be wasting time asking around for directions. If there's no one looking after you, drink little or don't drink alcohol at all. It's enough that the festival demands a lot of energy from you. Your head must be clear the entire duration of the festival. That way, you can avoid inconvenience and possible trouble while you're in the midst of the festival. Be aware of what you're eating and drinking too. Only buy food and drinks from stores, pubs, and stalls that look trustworthy. A festival is more worth remembering if you have a clear head, you didn't lose any of your things, and you didn't get into any kind of trouble. Just focus on the festivities. After all, it's the events that brought you to the festival in the first place. Remember, be responsible. The celebration ends here, but the fun is not over. And we still have more festivities to look forward to. So recharge your energy and get ready for another adventure. We'll see you again on Festivals of the World.